So we get a smart cart. I'm killing time. There we go. Big time score. Ooh, bye. Yeah. All the way from anywho. All right, this way and to that way. All right. Yeah, dude's from Atlanta, Georgia. Thinking about maybe coming to Dallas more often, seeing friends and all kinds of fun stuff. And staying at a place called Sleep In. And we'll be headed back to check on Edmund and good old Linda. Well, she's still younger, but she's not truly old. You know, the old thing about old lady, but I don't really consider her that old. I think she's quite young in my perspective. And I will be turning 50 tomorrow. Speaking of age. So I, Cole Spivey, will be turning 50 years old as of tomorrow. So now you know my birthday. So you can do whatever you want to think that you can try to get away with, especially on YouTube, which is pretty much nothing. Because the whole world will be watching you. Especially through those internal cameras that I've also tried to sell. You know, they got internal cameras now in places. Not everybody has one, but if you pretty much have a computer, it'd be like having one now. Well, some people think that. I always put a little piece of tape over my camera on my computer because they're watching. Hello, my name's Cole Spivey, and I'm listening to Flashback 1980s. It's a great YouTube channel. Flashing back to the 1980s music. Yeah, I know the Please Subscribe show talks about Mexicans, but you know, Quentin Tarantino made it popular in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, so. The scene with Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio, where Leo's crying. What were the characters' names? They had weird names. And those like fake actor names. What is it? Was his name like Frank Booth or something like that? The actor's name had a weird name too. They both had like names that sounded like an actor and it sounded like a stuntman. It was Cliff Booth. Yeah, Cliff Booth. Doesn't that sound like a Hollywood name? Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. There's Kitty. There you go. Hey, give me a moment. There's Kitty. Oh, hi.
Hi, say hi
Hello.
to your mom.
Oh, hey, Mom. All right, so I was looking for a way to make maybe a new taste for dipping sauce. Because I went out to Walmart and I got some of these French onion whole grain. And let me tell you this, they do not taste like French onion. These are sun chips right here. They do taste pretty good. They taste like a whole grain chip. It does not taste like there's a bunch of French onion on it. So I kind of was like, well, instead of throwing them out, why don't I make some sauce? But I didn't have any. But I did have a bunch of condiment packets and some honey. Busy Bee, squeezable, honey, a product of the USA. So now I'm going to show you all the different packets I use to make this delicious sauce for dipping. And here they are. All right. 1 Miracle Whip. 1 packet of sweet and sour. Several packets of French yellow. 3 packets of Grey Poupon, Dijon mustard. 2 packets from McDonald's, Picante, mild. No, actually, that's hot. 2 Picantes from McDonald's, mild. 2 more packets of French onion. I'm sorry. 2 more packets of French mustard. Sorry about that. Just French mustard. 1 packet of Tabasco. 1 packet of Heinz sweet relish. And 1 condiment of added packet of French yellow mustard. Cut the very ends of them off with a scissor. And then I add just a spread of honey. Let's give it a try. I left the spoon in there. It tastes a little like Dijon picante with a little French onion taste for some reason. Very good. All right, this was made for me for my birthday. What happened in the year of 1973? January 1st, CBS tells the New York Yankees baseball team for $10 million. Oh, CBS sells the New York Yankees. Okay. January 14th. I don't know, Elvis Presley?
Yeah.
Something about Hawaii is the first worldwide telecast by an entertainer. Watch more than the Apollo moon landing. January 20th, President Nixon and Vice President Agnew are sworn for their second term. January 22nd, Lyndon B. Johnson dies at his ranch in Johnson County. Oh, okay. No, you said Johnson County.
No, Pasadena. Oh, Johnson County.
Yeah, that's not too far from here.
Yeah.
Lyndon B. Johnson had a ranch in Johnson.
Yeah.
Interesting. But you have some other word right there, so that might change things. I don't know what it is. But it's a weird word that's Johnson City, Texas, I think is what it is. It's a little bit different. I thought you said county.
L-C-I-T-Y.
January 27th, U.S. involvement in Vietnam War ends with the signing of the PAN's peace accords. January 30th, Gordon Liddy, guilty on Watergate charges. February 12th, Ohio becomes first U.S. state for metric system. Okay. March 1st, Charlotte Webb animated film. Okay, March 3rd, Sears Tower completed. That's May 3rd, sorry, May 3rd, Sears Tower completed. August 8th, serial killer and rapist, kidnapper, torturer, Dean Corll, shot by Elmer Wayne Henley in Pasadena.
Oh, that's the Pasadena.
28
Young boys.
young boys. And this is all. Okay.
What on the back? I ran out of time.
Oh, you ran out of paper?
Yeah, so I ran out of time. I was doing it before you got home.
I'm trying to figure out what. I guess the Vietnam War ended. That was good. President Nixon starts a second term. Elvis Presley is in Hawaii in 1973. This is all 1973. Ohio becomes. There's, I guess, some good stuff. U.S. involvement in Vietnam dies down. It officially ended in 1975, but 1973 it probably led to the end of the Vietnam War. That's pretty cool. The serial killer thing is kind of weird. Well, thank you, sweetie. Appreciate it. That was very nice of you. When you have that framed, we'll laminate that.
But I think that's when they started doing the abortion laws too, but I don't know.
Yeah, 1973 also,
A lot of shit happened.
from my knowledge, I believe...
Nothing happened on her birthday. But something happened on August 8th, though.
In 1973, something did happen.
Not the serial killer.
But I can't think of it right now. There's a lot of weird things that happened in 1973. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, the child support laws went into effect in 1973 or 74. I think that happened in 73. You might want to double check it, which isn't also a good thing for me right now. I'm trying to think of something else, though.
We have the Watergate.
Something happened in 1973. It was either a business was born. There was some business that started in 1973.
You want to Google it?
It's like a sandwich shop or something. Some kind of place was started in 1973. I want to say it was
This is off Wiki.
Wikipedia.
I was doing this right when I was talking to your mom before you walked in, so I actually did this in 3 minutes.
Something was born in 1973. I think it's like some type of restaurant. Oh, you know what it was?
What?
Is it Smoothie King?
Something happens.
1973. What restaurant? There was a restaurant that opened in 1973. I think it was in 1973. The Quarter Pounder with cheese arised. So yeah, in 1973, the Quarter Pounder and Quarter Pounder with cheese is added to the McDonald's menu. In 1973, the Quarter Pounder was added to the McDonald's menu, and the Quarter Pounder with cheese. How much was the Quarter Pounder in 1973?
99 cents.
Wrong.
79.
Nope.
How much?
It was 60 cents. You could buy a hamburger in 1973 for 60 cents.
You know, well, we didn't go to McDonald's as a kid
Why?
because my brother didn't like cheese on his cheeseburger and it would hold up the line.
1973. How much was a Big Mac from McDonald's?
Oh, maybe he wanted the Big Mac. That's what I'm thinking.
How much was the Big Mac in 1973?
He's mayo, I'm mustard based. My mom was mustard, not mayo.
How much? You know how much the Quarter Pounder was, so how much was the Big Mac?
Okay, so 60 cents.
Was the Quarter Pounder?
$1.19.
No, the Quarter Pounder was how much in 1973?
$1.19.
Nope. It was 60 cents. How much was the Quarter Pounder with cheese?
That's what I just said. 60 cents, so Quarter Pounder with cheese would be $1.19.
No, you're not listening. The Quarter Pounder in 1973 was 60 cents.
Yes. So
How
what's
much
the-
was the Big Mac?
$1.19.
Nope, it was 65 cents.
It's only 5 cents more for an extra piece of patty?
Yep, 65 cents.
Huh.
They didn't really.
Oh, what's gas prices?
How much was regular unleaded in 1973 gasoline? How much?
I'm comparing the prices of the burger compared to that and thinking about the economy and the inflation and between the two presidents. I would say 39 cents a gallon.
You're right. It was 39 cents a gallon in 1973.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am serious. You're a genius.
Oh my gosh, let me see.
It was 39 cents a gallon.
Let me see. Are you
39 cents a gallon
Oh my gosh.
in 1973.
Don't mess with a bad person, bitch.
You got it right. She's a pure
You
genius.
serious?
It was
Oh my
39
God.
cents. I'll show you.
Really?
All right, this is a hard one. 1973.
Average price of a household. But
1973.
okay.
Who was the president of the United States in 1973? I'll give you a clue.
Nixon.
You're right. Anthony Hopkins played it. We're going to look at the average price of a house in 1973, and it was cheaper at the time to live in the West. Average price of house is...
Let me guess. I would say at the time, because of inflation and the minimum wage, I would say $42,000.
Incorrect. The average house, how much, Kitty?
Oh man, it came out of nowhere.
$32,500.
Oh,
and in
man.
California, it was $32,400, cheaper
on 10,000.
than it is nowadays. It was cheaper to live in California in 1973 than it was almost anywhere.
Man, I got the two right.
In 1973, there was a Motor Trend Car of the Year. What car was the Motor Trend Car of the Year in 1973?
I don't think it'd be Volkswagen. It wouldn't be Mercedes. You know what? My brother does have a 1973 car. I know the price would be $5,290.
I bet Quentin Tarantino knows this. What car would it be? 1973. The best car, or the Motor Trend. It was a Monte Carlo.
Oh yeah, that was a big and bulky.
Monte Carlo, 1973.
$5,225.
I don't know the price on it, but it was under 10,000 because the Mercedes were over 10,000.
I say
you could get a Mercedes for $11,000, $12,000 back then.
Yeah, but look.
That it was probably the Monte Carlo in 1973 was under $3,500. It was about $3,400. That was how much you could buy a Monte Carlo.
1/13 of a price.
A brand new car like a Monte Carlo was $3,000 and $300 or $3,400. What was the car of the year in 1973? That was the big prize. The car of the year, 1973. Do you know? The best car, 1973.
I think my brother has a 1973.
So what was it?
I can't remember because I don't listen.
It was an Audi.
Oh, an Audi. Oh, okay. Where can't you use that from?
Easy question, bonus question. What country did the Audi come from? Here's multiple guess. A, Russia. B, Vietnam. C, Germany. D, Switzerland.
No.
E, none of the above.
You think they have cars in
Audi?
Russia? It's Germany.
Germany. Very good. You got a bonus question.
All right.
All right, I know Quentin Tarantino knows this one. Ooh, some cigarette smoke. Here we go.
No,
Best Picture, Academy Awards, Best Picture in 1973. 1973 was the year of my birth. 1973, what was the Best Picture? Academy Award.
Don't ask me about that.
The Godfather.
Oh, The Godfather. Wow.
Same year, Marlon Brando sent up a Native American to represent Best Actor for him. 1973, what was the #1 Billboard chart song?
Johnny Cash?
Tie an old yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. Tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. Dawn. And in 1973, the best song was written by Tony Orlando. Tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree.
I've dated a few times.
Tony Orlando and Dawn. Or I'm sorry, Tony Orlando and Dawn. The price of bread in 1973 was
23 cents.
incorrect. It went up from 17 cents in 1945, and in 1973, it was a whopping 35.3 cents.
Oh, so close.
Basically 35 cents. What was the price of bread in New York City during that time? Because of Richard Nixon. The price of bread in New York City for a loaf of bread in 1973 was how much? Just New York City. How much?
Okay, so what was the other one? 32 cents?
35 cents was the average price.
Okay,
What
I'd
was
say
it?
42 cents. 42
Close.
cents. New York.
49 cents. What was the price?
No, what is the pay for minimum wage?
What is the price of a gallon of milk in 1973?
Milk. I would say milk, it fluctuates just like eggs. I would say if we have the bread, then I would say milk would be 69 cents.
Incorrect.
A gallon.
$1.31.
Damn.
$1.31.
For a gallon of milk.
$1.31 for a gallon of milk in 1973.
Okay, so what is minimum wage?
In 1973, the year of 1973, what was minimum wage? The minimum wage.
I would say, because I know my dates of 4.25, 5.50, that. I would say $1.79.
Close.
Right.
Minimum wage in 1973 was $1.60. 160. $1.60.
For minimum wage.
For minimum wage, $1.60. How much in 1973? How much was a pound of hamburger meat?
1 pound of hamburger meat.
1973.
What type of hamburger meat? 80/20, 90/10. That probably didn't exist. Okay, so I'm taking the bread. I would say 79 cents.
Incorrect. A pound of hamburger meat in the 1973 was 95 cents. There was a price that soared in the 1973. It was a carton of eggs. Richard Nixon had an effect on people because they did not know what they were going to do when the price of eggs rose to how much in 1973? 1973, how much was the price of eggs in
Well, if the milk was $1.31, then
1973.
I would say eggs. I would say, I go the medium, I say $1.10.
Incorrect.
What is it?
How much was the price of eggs, one more try, in 1973?
79 cents.
Very close, Linda. Very
86
close. 78 cents. You missed it by a penny. Very close. Good guess. Name the background actor that was born in 1973 that walked behind the Sand Pirates of Sahara in the Jim Carrey movie, The Majestic, directed by Frank Darabont. What was the name? He's also actor, studio actor. He studied at the New School Social Research, was one of the peers of Bradley Cooper. He also has a YouTube show called the Please Subscribe Show. He was born in 1973. What is the name of the actor?
Stupid Cole Spivey.
Almost. His real name is Jonathan Cole Spivey. All right, now we're going into speed round. What Saturday Night Live actress, or I guess you can call her actress, sketch comedian, was born in August 22nd of 1973. She was also in the sequel to Anchorman, The Legend Continues, and How to Train Your Dragon. She's very funny. She's almost as funny as you. She's one of the most funniest comedians, or one of the funniest comedic actresses since Gilda Radner. Saturday Night Live from 2005 to 2012.
Is she brunette or blonde?
She's brunette, but she's born in the Northeast.
Tina Fey.
Nope, close. Kristen Wiig. She was born August 22nd of 1973, almost a month after me. She was discovered in Los Angeles through the Groundlings. She moved there when she was younger. She also worked for a theme park. Right around, or let's say right before, put that up, put private information up. Right before Christmas time. Okay, basically, let's just say Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve of 1973, yeah. All right, are you going to participate, or we're going to... In December of 1973, a young student of Brigham Young University, also a Mormon, wrote a series about vampires. What was her name? She wrote a series about vampires. What was her name? Her maiden name is Morgan. What was her name that she used for the author, or her author name? She's born in 1973.
I don't know yet.
On Christmas Eve. Her name is Stephanie Meyer. She wrote the Twilight series. Okay, and for my birthday, whoops, hang on. Okay.
Happy birthday to you.
All right,
Happy
and for my birthday, it
to
is
you.
the 50th. I'm now 50 years old and still a nobody. But Linda loves me, so that makes all the difference. July 29th, 2023. I wish I was born then, but I was actually born in 73, and I'm now 50 years old. Good timing. What famous martial artist that was very big in Hollywood died on July 20th, 1973? Who died 1973, July 20th? Martial artist. He was in the game of death. He wore yellow and black. A black and yellow striped, or maybe it was white and yellow. It was yellow, definitely. He was also represented in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and he was in the Green Hornet. I think everybody knows that one. Enter the Dragon. He's a high-pitched scream like, what was his name? Bruce Lee. He died in 1973. Something happened, some kind of weird medicine thing. All right. There we go. This is the birthday present. There we go. And you want to hold it like that? Okay, pistachios. I love pistachios. Oh, cool. 50 years young. 50 smifty. What difference does it make? Today, what really matters is the attitude you take. And then you wrote something. We'll keep that private. And since you always look and act so young, it's plain to see your attitude shows best what being 50's meant to be.